Tell me who got a flow like God.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back again, world, to another wonderful, magnificent, exciting installment of Cuttin Up.
Right.
Me and the Cuttin Up Crew are back here on your screen again. Back here on your, where's the cameras? We got cameras everywhere. I don't even know which one to look into, but I'm looking at you. If you're looking at me, I'm looking back at you. And if you're listening to us via podcast, and enjoy our lovely sultry voices, you know what I mean. We're back, and so a lot of things are going on. This is a special little episode. But first, I want to go around the round table again, like usual, and introduce. It's important that you spend at least a few seconds, familiarizing yourself with my good people, or just enjoying their beautiful faces one more again. So, first of all, let me jump right over here to, the big light in the room.
Yeah.
My good.
He ready.
You knew he was gonna do it.
My good brother Deacon Jones is in the building, aka Tropical Papa, and recently the Fat Mac himself.
The
Fat Mac, and he does have cheese, y'all. I'll tell you right now. That was good, Wade.
Man, I'm good, man. How everybody doing?
Actually, excellent, man.
Good.
You good, man? Yo, since you picked up doing them edibles, man, you've been real smooth. Real smooth lately. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, he the tropical pack.
That's it.
Rob Covington, what's good, homie?
Chilling, my guy. I'm good, cuz. How you?
You're always chilling, man. How the hell are you? That's what we're asking you. How are you?
But chilling is the implication upon what I said. I'm chilling.
But you can't be chilling every episode. I'm good. I'm chilling. How are you, Pop?
Bruh, I'm sitting in a chair. I'm chilling.
Somebody's in a rare mood. Somebody's live tonight.
So now how's the week been?
Nah, man, life is good. It's been really busy. I'm moving a lot, having to do a lot, but it's good stuff.
Yo, let me give y'all a quick Rob story real quick, and then we're going to go to the
Lord, hold on.
the queen. It's real quick, real short. So, I'm over at Rob's house earlier, and I come in there, and I come up. Rob was helping me tape for this reading I had to do for this show, and I come up there, and Rob's got on, he's boxing tennis balls on a string.
Oh, yeah.
Wearing socks with no toes in them.
Yes.
But no, that ain't even
yoga socks.
That ain't even the best part.
It's
not even the best. The best part is then he went to the barber shop, and me and the barber is sitting there. The barber's cutting my hair, and I look down. I say, "Hey man, look over there. Look at Rob's feet." We look at Rob still got these socks on with slides on, right?
Oh man.
And it's like in the back you see socks, and in the front you just see pure toes hanging out the slides. It's like
what? Looking like,
what was the point?
That's why we love him, though.
That is funny.
The very fact that he would notice stuff like that, man. See, that's why we love you. I'm
no
glad you like my
judgment,
socks. For Christmas, you gonna get a pair of those socks, by the way.
By all means, I can bench press with my feet.
Yeah, you ain't never gonna fall.
But
Wait, I had to pull that back and pull yours back.
Coming over to the lovely voice you're hearing speaking right now, if she's not on screen or whatnot, I can't tell. I'm not in the editing room. We got the lovely Lady SDOT Lee. What's going on?
You was waiting for it.
Thank you. I was waiting on that roll of the R.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
What's happening?
How y'all doing?
We're doing good.
Good.
How you doing? How's your week been?
Doing great. My week is
your week. Let's say your
starting.
weekend.
Just
the week
started.
is kind of just going.
My weekend was great. I went to the A, and
I heard you got flued out.
when y'all see those paparazzi pictures, don't worry about the girls covering up the face. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Said the Atlanta Falcons lost for a reason.
There
was a back who didn't have his legs under him that Sunday.
No. Nah, but it was cool. It was really cool. But it's so interesting because it's like the A has no concept of COVID right now.
Yeah, for real.
Yo, I was like amazed. Everything is open. Everything is packed. Wow. I mean, listen, I was going to go get like a slice of pizza, and I'm like, oh, no, we got to. Yeah, I'm like.
Been there, done that.
Listen, I'm talking about, it was like full-on clubbing.
Yeah.
Packed.
Damn.
No masks.
They got the clubs open?
the clubs are open.
Yeah.
Wow.
Flooded.
The hookah bars,
Are you
everything.
Everything.
Wow.
Right.
Listen, everything.
All night, like the regular hours and everything.
Open till like
Oh,
3,
wow.
4, 5, 6 in the morning. I did see something, yo, for real. I did see something. Listen, so I'll show y'all. I'm not gonna put it on here, but like, cause it's how I know it was like that. I walked up in the spot because they had food. So you know, with my people, I'm like, all right, we'll walk up in here. We're trying to get some food. And when I saw everybody's, I was like, oh, it's regular. I'm like, oh, turn right around, went back out. I'll show y'all a little bit of footage I got. But there was like this dope mural of George Floyd, and I wanted to take a picture in front of it so bad. But when I left, we was like in the hood, and there was like so many people over there, and I was like, you know what, I ain't even ready to go over there yet, so I'm just gonna like go to the car, you know. But it was so dope. So weekend was cool.
Well, I'm glad you actually you mentioned George Floyd.
Yes.
Because that's what we're talking about today. Not necessarily George Floyd, but the basis and foundation of this whole issue that has gave us an illustration recently as the world is polarized and discussing the Breonna Taylor case. You know, rest in peace, Breonna Taylor again. But you know, we're in a really weird, trying time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, you know, one of the things, you know, and for those of you that don't know, that are listening and watching, you know, that basically nothing was done. The only thing that was done in the Breonna Taylor case that the state attorney general came back with as far as charges were, we literally this week witnessed an attorney general come forward with everything that the whole world has seen about this case.
Yeah.
That we all know. This isn't like the millions of cases over the last decades that we don't know about.
Right.
This was in front of the world.
Yeah.
And we've all seen it. We've all seen the facts. We've all seen, you know, how the case was put together, what we all know what happened, who was involved, etc. And even with that, we had the attorney general come back and only levy charges. We literally witnessed an apartment building get more justice than Breonna Taylor, who was murdered by the same said police.
Right.
Because he endangered
The neighbor.
the neighbors.
The neighbor.
The neighbors.
And,
Are
you know,
serious?
yeah. Now, none of the neighbors, to my knowledge, were shot.
No.
And he should have gotten charges for having bullets go through to the neighbor's house on top of murder.
Yeah.
You know, him and all the rest of them should have got the what's the term when you're associated with the crime? I'm having drawn a blank. Accessory, yeah,
Yes.
accessory to murder and murder charges. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what should have happened. And sadly, you know, one of the things we've seen historically is what we saw play out where they send a brother up there to do the dirty work. And I'm so disgusted and so just mind blown and ashamed of this dude.
About a brother?
Yeah.
The lawyer?
Daniel Cameron, yes,
Oh.
is who I'm referring to. The AG that decided not to indict those officers for murder and anything else other than the one officer sending bullets through an apartment building next door.
The attorney general.
Yeah, and then you dig further and you see him up at rallies with, you know, behind the Trump Pence sign and kissing Donald Trump's ass. You see him, you know, with all his conservative views and putting up, you know, Republican this and Republican that. And I'm not downing Republicans. What I'm speaking on is they don't just pick you off the street and give you this job.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he's knowledgeable and he knows what he did.
Yeah.
And he knows why he did it. You know? So we watched this dude who's basically sold himself out and to the side of the team that he wants to advance with. Yeah. And so he threw them a bone to show, look, I play ball. Now on top of that, screw my people, screw the systematic racism that got us to this point.
Right.
Screw Breonna Taylor and her family and how they feel and their broken hearts and that their daughter is no longer here. You know, screw Kenneth Walker, who 1 minute he has, you know, the love of his life and the next minute, you know, he's defending her, thinking he's defending her against people breaking in their home and then she's gone.
Exactly.
And you forgot one screw.
What?
Justice.
Yeah, the biggest one.
Bottom line,
Facts.
justice. That is against the law, what you just did, and nobody's going to do anything about it.
Right. And they fire the one officer who fired the bullets through the
right.
through the wall.
But
and
not
he's-
the people who actually killed Breonna
Shot a
Taylor.
person.
Right.
But
And
that's
sleep.
why he got convicted though, right? Because of the bullets in the wall.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, he hasn't been convicted yet. He's just been indicted.
He's
Right.
been indicted.
So he's going to go
He's
to trial.
probably gonna get off. I mean,
Right.
let's
He's
be
going to
real
go to
here.
trial. He's currently right now appealing the decision to fire him from the police force. Because they fired him right away.
Yeah.
Right? Not
He
the
was
man.
like smirking. Did you see the photo?
Yeah.
He was
Oh.
like smirking in the photo, like
Yeah.
'Cause he-
unbothered.
right.
The whole time he was talking, it was like he was very unbothered. Like and then he made that wise crack that pissed me off. He said something about, the celebrities are gonna try to convince everybody.
Daniel Cameron?
That
Yeah.
Are you
pissed me
serious?
off, yo. It was like, because
I
people
couldn't even
know,
watch that
people
dude.
see what's going on, and people see that you're not giving these people justice.
Yeah.
And he has the nerve to say something about the celebrities are gonna. No, nigga, you're not giving justice to people that need it. Like
Bro,
this
the
is
whole
a serious
world.
case right now.
Right. And you know what the world, what this nation is facing.
Yeah.
You know what Breonna Taylor sadly has been in is part of a string of these situations, especially in the last year. I don't know what the hell happened in 2020.
Hello.
Yeah.
And these things have been going on
I'm glad
for
you brought that up.
decades.
You are
That's a
absolutely
fact.
correct.
But in 2020, it's almost like we're going to do it okay. Because at first it was like, oh, wait, people are filming stuff.
Yeah.
And so, now
Oh,
states.
it's in your face now.
Yeah, states are making us wear body cams
Right.
and this and that. Okay, do you think it gets better? It got worse.
Got
Well, I mean,
worse.
think about it. You got a president that said, I could shoot someone in Times Square and could be.
He said that.
Yeah. Out loud. Straight up to the media. Like,
In his
crazy.
2016 campaign.
so
Yeah,
how
it's
about the
bananas.
people that are actually led by him? You think they're going to do any better?
Well, and he's actually out there, pandering to his base, who he really doesn't care about.
No,
You know what I mean? He really doesn't care about them, but he knows these are the people who they listen to my crazy ass and they drink the bleach and they take the hydrochloroquine and everything else. But the thing they see most that I know really riles them up and it makes them not care about all my faults, their hate.
Mm-hmm.
Their hate is so strong, and he knows this. That's one
Yeah.
thing I will give him credit for, is he knows that these people's hate is so strong that they will look past all the baby mamas. They will look past all the rape accusations. They will look past all the bankruptcies. They will look past all the self-dealing, breaking the emoluments clause, the robbing the American people right in our faces. They will look past all of that if I support their racism and their hate. And I tell them, hey, it's okay. He go to his rallies and say, hey, you see protesters, put hands on them. You know what I mean? Good job. And what do? Now they're showing up in their militia gear. You ain't never seen that kind of show of force from these country bumpkins that you're seeing nowadays. Because that's what it is. They come out there, oh, we're just here to help the police and all that other stuff, right? What they're doing is showing you, this is them showing the nation a show of force.
Oh, yeah.
It's a threat without making a threat.
That's exactly what it is.
You know what I mean? And so, that's where we are right now, and that's what we're dealing with. And I couldn't wait to get here and, do what many other people are already doing, but I just want to add my voice, and you guys can add your voice. Daniel Cameron, you're a piece of shit. Your mother should have aborted you.
Oof.
And you've
and
been
drop the mic and walk off.
you've been
I mean, listen.
you're a disgrace to your nation. You're a disgrace to the law.
Easy.
You're a disgrace to your position. You're a disgrace to your family. You're a disgrace to the children that you will have one day. And I hope they grow up knowing how disgraceful their father is and how useless of a black man you are in this country. And yes, I'm calling you a black man, and I know you probably hate to hear that term
But that's what you are.
when associated
yeah.
with you. But that's what you are. And when they're done with you, they will chew your dumb ass up and spit you out
That's
the same way
exactly
you
what's
came
gonna
in.
I'm not black. I'm old.
Still, nigga.
Okay.
Still,
Yeah,
man,
still.
at the end of the day. And I'm not,
Okay.
and it's not
Right.
even, and I'm not saying all that because I'm not anti any other race.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is you don't see what we have to deal with on our end from other races to this degree.
Yeah.
Where it's your own that's opening the slave ship, holding the gun, telling you get your black ass on the slave ship.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Other races, they stand behind each other. They have each other's back, right or wrong. Look at that kid, Kyle Rittenhouse. The damn president of the United States came out and had his back.
Yeah.
And he's a cold-blooded murderer.
Murder.
Straight up.
Shot 3 people, killed 1, 3 innocent people.
I'm talking about the dude that was running the streets.
The 17-year-old
Yeah.
that traveled from another
Wasn't
state
even supposed
with
to
an
have the
illegal
gun.
weapon.
Trump went out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, he didn't go out to where he
did
was.
mention something about
right,
helping him, right?
And he was having his side.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Burger King. That's always wonderful.
The life we live, ain't this something?
Yeah, and this is what we're dealing with. This
And
is what
I
we're
hate the
dealing
fact
with
that they're
America.
fighting protesters, but then across the street down the way, you got protesters actually protesting wearing a mask in school because a bunch of kids got sick. So they actually brought guns and militia to the school saying my kids can go to school without a mask. For real? For real? But us
Really?
protesting the fact that people are literally shooting black people that look like us in the street. That's a problem. Are you serious?
Yeah. SDOT, give me some thoughts. What are
I
your
just
thoughts?
wanna
I said my
send
spiel.
some-
What's your thoughts?
I want to send some love and some healing energy to Breonna Taylor's mother, her family, because watching them speak and hearing that pain in her voice moved me. Like, it moved me so much I had to turn the TV off, and then I'm like, you know what?
I gotta watch.
How
it,
dare I? Let me turn this back on because this is my pain too, and I share that pain, and I feel like we all do. This is our sister, our cousin, our family. You know what I'm saying? And for me as a woman, and I always, I know I make it a point to say as a black woman because that's what I am, and I'm proud of it. And this young, beautiful, beautiful young lady, EMT, living her life, bright future ahead of her, so it's funny because people were saying that she was sleeping, but I don't think that's actually what it was. What happened was she woke up. They were hearing the commotion together. Well, this is from what I was looking into. They were hearing the commotion together. I think she was still half asleep, but they were trying. So when they actually shot her, they didn't shoot her in her bed. Her boyfriend, whatever, was like, oh, what's going on? And they said, he yelled out, was like, oh, who's there, whatever. And the cops never said anything.
Which is what you do when something's going on.
This is
late
what,
and it's dark.
Let me tell you something, okay? I am licensed, registered, and my aim is on point, okay? I've been training for many, many years. I teach my daughter the same thing, and anybody that I know, I tell everybody the same thing. People focus on the wrong stuff, right? So, and there's people that's focused out here, and I don't feel like our people are focused the way that they need to be, but that's a whole nother conversation for another time. However, if somebody right now came to my home and in the middle of the night, 2, 3, 4, I don't know exactly what time it was, and they are banging on my door. Nobody bangs on my door, first of all, right? Nobody even pops up unannounced at my house, right? I'm very funny about the energy in my crib. So let's say that's happening. Boom, boom, boom. And you know how the police knock. Yeah. So the first instinct is going to be, hey, who is it? And nobody answers. And then I start hearing like somebody's trying to open my door. I'm going to shoot through the door too. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to play no games.
If you hear a ram against the door.
Come on. And this is the thing. Nobody answered. Ultimately, they didn't charge that dude because he did not do anything wrong. He was registered. He was protecting his home. Anybody would have did the same thing. Excuse me, I wrote no child because, not because I don't know, but because this is so important to me. And I'm so passionate about this. And I was so pissed off that I don't want to miss anything, right? I don't know if y'all realize too. Y'all know that there was a total of 32 shots that they fired?
Yes.
30.
I was going to go into that next. Yeah.
Wow.
Yo.
Who you trying to kill?
Right.
Someone shot.
Like, what are you trying to do?
32.
My thing is like, what's the training? Like, what is the training here? First of all, okay, you wasn't even supposed to be there.
You were supposed to be 10 miles away.
Talk about that part. Yeah.
You're not even supposed to be there.
10 miles.
You're at the wrong spot. So not like the audacity. Not only are you at the wrong spot, you do all the wrong ish. Did you hear about the new stuff that came out with the footage? Okay.
What's up with that?
Oh man, I got more notes on my phone.
Oh wait, hold on. Let me elaborate on that part, and then it'll lead into where you're going with your notes right there.
Perfect.
With them not supposed to be there. So
yes.
one of the latest things that also came out about their warrant. So they tried to lie.
Yep.
The police department, these guys that carried out this warrant, they tried to lie and say that the I forget the name of it, but it's a Louisville post office, that they had worked with them and talked to them, and they informed them that packages from the so-called ex-boyfriend who's supposed to be an alleged dealer, and that packages had come through there, going to Breonna's house, and that's how they were able to go to the magistrate and secure the warrant.
Right.
Well, then here's the problem with that. that same post office, a representative for that post office came out once that started coming out in the news and was like, instead of just playing ball and being quiet, they came out and said, whoa. We never communicated with them and never told anybody at the police station that there were any packages going to Breonna Taylor's house that could be drugs. Wow. That is a patented false lie.
Yeah.
And we never said that, they didn't say they're lying. They just said we didn't communicate with anybody at the police department, and we never told anybody this, that information. So they lied about the reasoning to go into their house, and then went into the house with a no-knock warrant. And as the
which
let
they
us
say
know.
that it was supposed to be switched at the end to a knock warrant. That's why they switched and said they did not.
Well, and here's the even bigger
It's a
problem.
lot of conflicting stories.
Another warrant had already been carried out, and they actually obtained the ex-boyfriend that this was all supposed to be over. They had him in custody when they still went and did the. Now they're claiming they didn't know that the dude was in custody, but then you have the ones on the other side like, this was communicated that we have the suspect, and what they're not saying is, I know what they were thinking. They're black. They got to have something in there. Let's just keep doing. Let's go anyway.
We'll find something.
Let's get a 2-for-1. And they went in there and did it anyway against having that information that they no longer needed to go there and serve the warrant that they lied about to get. And then another thing that recently came out. So SWAT, here's one thing they haven't been talking about as much till recently, but SWAT also got involved a little after the fact. Once the whole thing started, SWAT was called in because once the boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, shot at the police, then, SWAT was called up to come and possibly have to deal with that situation to get him out of there, right? Yes. So, but by the time SWAT got there, that's when they realized Breonna Taylor was dead and there was only the one guy, Kenneth Walker. It wasn't several like they thought it might be. And so SWAT got there and didn't really have to, they didn't have to go in and get him or anything. And so, but they do their reports and stuff like that. And the sergeant, I forget his name, but the sergeant that was being interviewed, and this was like a deposition of him just being debriefed. It's not like him doing an interview in the news. Right. But that debriefing came out. And he said that, when he got there, that when he saw the bullets through the glass door or whatnot, right? When they approached, he was on the side of the officers, because it was so many shots. Right. Yeah. He thought those shots came from inside the apartment. So he's thinking somebody or a few somebodies were in the apartment and just started spraying out at the cops. So he's thinking, this is monsters inside that was trying to kill a bunch of cops. And then it isn't till a little bit later where he realizes, oh shit, that wasn't. Wait, the cops, those bullets, all those bullet holes are from the police shooting into the house? And then he was like, he raised alarms about it. And then he spoke about how he actually raised alarms because they were prepped, before that actually happened. Yeah. And he had raised some concerns about the situation before they even did it. But those concerns were ignored. And him and several other SWAT officers had raised concerns when they got to the scene because I forget, the one that got fired, he was apparently walking around. So apparently when these things happen, when it's an officer involved shooting, and they all were shooting, so now you have all these officers are in a situation where it's an officer involved shooting. So what's supposed to happen is, once they get there, they have the scene secured and all of that. They're supposed to separate all the officers involved, and first of all, they got to make sure they're okay. Right. Your brain, you cool, like you stable. You just
went through a lot.
Right.
And then from there they start to depose them. Like, what happened? Right. Tell us details. Et cetera. What gun are you carrying? What's the serial number so we know to tag your bullets to this gun, et cetera, right? This is protocol. Well, most of those officers refused the protocol and were walking through the scene and moving stuff around and doing this. And the sergeant, said in his interview that, he asked different ones of them, particularly, I think his last name is Haskins or Hankins. And he asked him, could you not go? Can you stay off the scene? Go over there with the, whoever you're supposed to be talking to, and separate like everybody else. And there was like 2 or 3 other of them that were also still not staying with the person who's supposed to, debrief him and everything, and walking into the scene, doing this and that. And in the dude was like saying he was the Haskins guy was hyped. You know, like they just did some cool ass exciting shit.
Right.
Yeah.
And just wouldn't follow protocol. You know what I mean? And so these were guys that, you know, you're talking about from beginning to end, we're not following protocol. But still, these things do happen. That's not the mystery or the mind-blowing part of it. It's the outcome of once you send it up the ranks, and then there are people like the Attorney General that have a grand jury thing. But I'm going to let you finish your notes you were going to.
No, you're good.
Because the grand jury, my statement on the grand jury stuff comes, that the newest development comes after that if it's not something you're touching on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, okay. When the Attorney General, and I can't even like bring myself to say his name because I'm so disappointed in this man, but when he was given the briefing and everybody was going to know what the verdict was, right? First of all, I already knew when I saw them putting up the barricades well before.
Oh, yeah.
We already knew, right?
Yeah.
And I don't
Closing
know
down
what
businesses, they started nailing their
I don't know what's more sad, the fact that even though we had hope as a people, we knew what it was going to be.
Yep.
That almost hurts me worse than what the damn verdict was. You know what I'm saying? That we just continuously don't get justice. So Breonna Taylor's mother, man, and again, salute to this woman. I mean, this lady drove out there. She was supposed to have been briefed by the Attorney General 2 hours before given the verdict. So they set time apart. So she, I
didn't know that.
Yes.
No.
So the mom and him could have time. So I guess she could that's the mother.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I have this right. 13 minutes he gave this woman before he went public.
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
13 minutes.
So no respect.
No respect.
In the whole process.
Before he went public. She had 13 minutes to process that there was going to be no justice for her daughter. So he tells her, you know how quick 13 minutes goes? Yeah. So you giving somebody the word. First of all,
she's still
processing
here when he steps up at the podium.
Right. She didn't even have time to process what this man was telling her. 13 freaking minutes, man. Burned me the hell up. All right. So going to the new stuff because that was my next.
Oh, no.
We can piggyback off each other because that was my next thing.
As far as the grand jury, because, grand jury docs are sealed. And, the recordings and the goings on of how they came to said decision are usually, they remain sealed. Well, recently, I think as of yesterday or the day before, one of the jurors on the grand jury is like, there is a lot that is left out, and how he got to this decision, I don't know, but I'm requesting, which you as a juror, you have the right to do. Yep. I'm requesting that the proceedings of the grand jury be unsealed and released to the public. Wow. And supposedly that's supposed to shed light on how incorrect the AG's decision was. Based on, because this is all supposed to be based on what the grand jury, after seeing evidence and seeing the cases and what they felt should happen, and that's what he was supposed to come and deliver. But according to this juror, he's saying that it needs to be released so people can see what really was said and on the recordings and what the grand jury really said, because what he did is not representative of what happened in that grand jury. Yeah. And so now they're pushing to get it released. And then punk ass Daniel, what's his face, comes out. Yeah, he comes out there. What you showing me?
Now go ahead, girl. You good?
Oh shit! Are you saying read that part? Oh, you go ahead and read it. Go ahead and read it.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. The body cam footage obtained.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'll let you read that.
Do they have the body cam of?
Yeah, they
came out this weekend.
Yeah, that's
y'all seen it?
I haven't seen it.
I ain't seen it.
Listen, I went to watch it and I cannot watch it yet. You can hear these officers. First of all, you know how like flippant officers are, or whatever. Like just, and it's like, so they're saying that, they were trying. And I'm sorry, did I cut you off?
No, I was coming to end.
You know how they're saying that. What? Why'd you make that face? Wait.
No, dumb. So you coming to an end.
I was waiting for the comment.
Yeah, right.
Waiting for the comment over here.
I saw your face.
I saw his face out of the corner. I was
like, it's supposed to be my man. You said you doing this.
No, wait. You
just
earlier when you were like, earlier when you were like, I'm gonna tell a brief story about Rob. Wade was like,
It's not gonna be brief.
I was shocked. It actually was
The judgment. You know?
But
It's supposed to be my dog.
oh God.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
The judgment. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
They're saying that. Remember how they were trying to say that the dude, her boyfriend, actually shot one of the cops in the leg?
Yeah.
That the footage actually shows that he did not shoot the cop.
Are you serious?
And that they're lying about it.
Oh.
So we'll see what the truth is, because now they're going to get to it because it's out there. But they said, one of the former detectives, to Dom's point, you know, you're not supposed to be around after you have a shooting. You're not supposed to be there. You're not supposed to be on the scene. He definitely stayed, was still there.
Wow.
Walking into the crime scene after it. He's in the video. You see him in the video. He's with a flashlight asking about the shell casings, right?
Oh,
Somebody's like, another officer goes, is that theirs? He goes, no, it's ours, it looks like, right? So somebody says, but I'd back out until they get, and that's the other people that were supposed to be there. They call them PIU, Public Integrity Unity, in here. Because they weren't supposed to be out there. But what they're saying is the dude was trying to cover something up. Like,
Wow. That's what it sounds like from what you just said.
Because the people, that's what the term was, the Public Integrity Unit. They're supposed to split off and get with one of those people from the Public Integrity Unit.
Right.
And they go over the information, stay off the scene.
Right.
Let crime investigators come in.
and technically, if you're there after,
That's
that
illegal.
It's
Right.
illegal.
So is he being prosecuted
Violation.
for that?
We'll see.
Bro, that's
Because
like
what's
you
the
killing
reason
somebody.
for you being there? Right.
Yeah,
You
that's
trying to
like
cover
you
it up.
killing somebody,
And then you're
the
with the
cops
crime
show up,
scene
and you
people.
like, oh, I'm gonna just chill, and you get to chill on the
Right.
scene, and everybody else just walk around and doing stuff, and you just playing with stuff. No, you
And
can't
everything,
do
you
that.
know, that's
illegal.
when stuff is getting labeled. Like people coming in to
Yeah,
say, okay,
that's
let me see, where was the body at?
tampering
That's
And then I'm the
tampering,
person who
exactly,
did it, and
yeah.
I'm right there.
Yeah.
No.
Like that's illegal.
What else are you there
quickly
for?
tampering. That's immediately tampering.
And then let's talk about how when they went to do the raid, they were body cams off. So that
Yes.
Who
that
turned
footage-
their
So-
body cams
that
off?
footage means they
Okay.
turned their body cams
That's
off.
Oh,
illegal.
yeah, they just
after-
showed us.
after the
You know what I'm
fact.
saying?
Well,
Yeah.
this
Bruh,
is what they
that's
said.
illegal.
I looked into that, okay? This is what they said what happened was, and I don't know if this is the truth or not. Let me find this.
I can tell you right now, it's probably not the truth.
It's probably, I don't believe anything.
I don't even have to hear
They
it.
done did a lot of
But
lying
they're
already.
saying that the video footage began when area patrol police arrived, not the police that actually went in, because, so they say, who knows what the truth is, that they're not the initial police that went there were like undercover detectives. I don't know if they're detectives, but undercover SWAT, whatever it is, right? Whatever the verbiage is, and that they're not required to wear body cams.
Why?
But that since this has happened, now they're making it a requirement. But before this, they're not required to.
Yeah.
So they're saying they didn't have it on, but when the area police came, they're
They had it
required. They had it on.
Okay.
So all the audio and stuff from them being there right after everything happened is now out there.
Oh God. these
How many
people.
times did they say that the boyfriend shot?
I don't know. Was
think
it
I think
seven?
something's
I don't
like I thought
I'm
I
not
read where it
sure.
said 2 or 3 times.
2 or 3
But
times.
I'm not, and it said that he fired towards the
You
door.
come up in my
the
house,
dark.
I'm gonna shoot more than
Yeah.
2-3
Right.
times.
Like I'm
Yeah.
doing the same thing.
Shit, me too.
Well, you also got to remember they're saying the cop shot 32 times. So I want y'all to imagine firing off 3 and 32 bullets coming through a door.
Have
Yeah,
you guys seen the,
You'll get
the
to get the
pictures?
rest out.
No, I didn't see
Oh.
none of the pictures.
Dude,
Nah.
you
I
gotta
didn't
see the pictures.
I can't.
Pictures. I'm
I
gonna
mean,
look.
there's holes and everything. Holes and everything. They literally just started dumping clips.
Yo, that's so stupid. That's
What?
so. It's just so stupid. Like you gotta think about this. You show up. I mean, this sounds like a joke. Yeah, we showed up at the wrong place, and we made a mistake. We might have not. We might have not. Nobody really knows. We might have answered. We might have not. We kick the door down. We go off and we shoot 32 bullets
Right.
out into the darkness after somebody fires. First basic question. What were you doing there? So like,
Right.
we
Like,
don't need
let's
to talk
get to the
about anything
beginning.
else. We immediately become illegal when you say there was no criminal activity happening on the grounds. Well, then everything else we say from there is illegal. There was nothing happening. If there's no illegal criminal activity showing up, I don't care if I'm sitting on the couch and you show up and they said that I got 12,000 people sitting in my backyard. It doesn't matter. When you get there, if nothing's going on, everything you do from that point is illegal.
And not only that, if there's no warrant to come into my home,
No.
I don't
And
care
then-
if you hear a whole bunch of ish in my backyard. You don't got no warrant.
How
Keep
do
it
you
pushing.
get a, how do you get
You're not supposed to
a
come.
mistaking warrant? Like
Right.
you literally on the warrant it has the address. Meaning you have to go to the judge with the address of the place that you're going to go. How do you make a 10-mile mistake?
Well, no, they had that address and they had the warrant. The warrant was correct at first. The problem comes in is they were still looking for this dude in more than just that place. And he was the ex-boyfriend of Breonna Taylor. So they used the lie. This whole thing started on a lie.
Yeah.
They used the lie about the post office informing them that packages were going to Breonna Taylor's house
Right.
for the dude they were looking for, which they said, per their investigation, that is shipping drugs through the mail. And that the post office gave him that heads up.
Right.
So they lied to get the warrant because then remember I told you, the post office reps came out and said, that shit didn't happen.
Right.
We have nothing to do with that. We didn't communicate with anybody. We didn't tell them
At
shit.
what point does like the federal or the
But
state
hold on.
government step
To
in
your
and go,
point-
okay, yo, this is ridiculous.
To your
Right.
point, they found the dude and arrested him already.
Yeah.
And then they moved forward with the warrant.
They were saying.
Why is
So
there
you're
no-
right.
Why is there not more communication? The judges should be speaking to somebody like this. Like you got to go to a judge to get a warrant. Like
Yeah.
at some point, this should come up and go. Oh, you do know this person. I can't give you this warrant. Why? Because they.
No,
or-
but that's the thing. They knew. They were already informed that
See,
they
that's
had
what I'm
the
saying.
other
Like,
person in
everything
custody.
that happened from there is
The
illegal.
boyfriend thought that it could have been the ex, the dude that she was dealing
Yeah.
with that she no longer was,
Yeah.
That came knocking at the
that
door.
came to the
Mm-hmm.
door. So when somebody banging on a door like that and they're like, who is it? And nobody's saying anything.
Yeah.
And then you hearing these loud, like somebody trying to kick your door in.
Yeah.
He's thinking dude's there bugging out, you
Right.
know? And, she has a little sister.
Yeah.
So her sister was supposed to be there that
God.
night.
Mm.
Thank God the sister wasn't there. Spending the night somewhere else. She would have been like in one of the rooms there.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
I heard something about damn, I forgot. It just left my mind when Kevin stood up. But I think I heard something about I don't know.
Nah,
No, we
yeah.
were talking. So
I
what were we
don't know.
talking
It
about
just
right
left
before
my
that? We were
head.
talking about the ex, and they were thinking that maybe it was the ex that came in,
Yeah.
was hitting the door open, but it wasn't him. Because that's when
Mhm.
you had the thought. I saw your eyes light up. You was like, oh,
Yeah, I don't. Oh, about the people. Now they said that they didn't knock, right? They said that they did knock, and they said who they were,
Some
right?
said
That's what they were
did, some
saying.
people
Now
said they
there
did.
was neighbors that said that they heard the same thing.
mm-hmm.
Did the boyfriend come out and say that he heard the same thing too?
No,
That-
he
From what
said,
I know,
he's
no.
saying they
He's
didn't
saying he
announce
didn't- right.
themselves.
That's the shady shit I'm talking about within
Right.
the government, because those people could have been paid off. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Anything could have happened
Absolutely.
just to make sure that
Or it may
that
not
the
be
case
people
came.
at all. It could be a lie.
What if?
I
you
mean,
know?
because you could just put out a report saying, "Oh yeah,
Right.
the
You
neighbor
could
said
write whatever you
something."
Yeah.
want in
Yeah.
your report.
What
Exactly.
neighbors? Oh well, we didn't get names.
And it's an apartment, so all the neighbors around them are
'Cause
going, which neighbor
This has
told?
unidentified neighbor.
So, what was it? 12 million, 13 million? What was it?
12
12
million,
million. So, if they already did that, like, why would
That's
the,
admitting guilt.
Yeah. So, is this two different departments we talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Because that's a civil suit with
Yeah.
the city.
Yeah.
So even if it's wrongful death either way, so
Yeah.
it's still like, even if they sort of like the OJ case, OJ
Mm.
got off, but he didn't, because
Yeah.
then they turn around and hit him with a $30 million civil debt.
right.
So he lost everything and like residuals for
Yeah.
all this stuff and all that,
No.
even though he was acquitted of the murder.
Right.
You know
wish
what I
he
mean?
wouldn't have got off, because I'm starting to think that because he got off, black people are getting
Giving
shot
it to
a
us
lot
ever
more.
since.
Yeah. Like they were like, "Oh, he won, killed him." Like, God dang.
Kill, murder, kill.
But
yeah.
so
Nah, they've
and-
been doing that before OJ.
yeah, for real.
Way
Lord.
before OJ.
Emmett Till.
Word.
and even,
Right.
and even
Yeah.
even worse than that, it's like, because you're right, the city caved on, because that's still the city, it's their
Mhm.
police department,
Yeah.
and the city said, hey, we don't even want to fight this,
Yeah.
just here's the 12 million, which, by the way, I forget her name, but the white lady that was shot accidentally by that black police officer, her family was given $20 million, and he was swiftly brought to justice and is serving time right now
Yes,
for
yes,
an
yes,
accidental
yes.
shooting.
This?
This is like a year ago?
In the same city?
No,
No.
it was in a
I think
different
this
one.
was it California?
Well, let's talk about something even more recent. You didn't see the black dude is circulating right now that arrested the white lady at the game?
Oh, yeah.
She refused, and people are going, he's receiving death threats.
Of course.
People coming to his crib.
Of course.
No, nobody got his
Oh,
back.
And what was
that
it
to me.
over? Like a mask?
I
And
think
she
like
was
the mask.
wrong.
She refused.
She
Yeah,
was
she
at
was
a
in the
game,
wrong.
yeah.
That was their
And even the
rules, and she
people
didn't follow
in the
them.
game.
Can we please
See, this
stop
is my
talking
thing
to
too.
stupid
You see,
people?
we'll
It's a
sit back and
mask.
watch this
Yeah.
stuff happen. They were standing up like, hey, people walking up and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
You
they're
wanna
like,
know- but you
dude,
wanna know why?
you're a black officer. What are you doing?
No, but you
Right.
want to know why? Because black people
Don't do
are
this.
clearly know that if you do stand up, you run the risk of getting shot too,
Well,
and nothing
Listen,
happening.
sometimes you got to
because-
stand up for nothing, man.
And
And
see,
fall
that's
for
what-
everything.
And see,
like,
that's
for
the balance that
real.
we're having to try to find in this new
And it is
universe
scary,
called
but, like-
2020 of, all right, so I can stand up. He can shoot all of us and say, I was threatened, and then he gets off. And then I could not stand up. She dies. And so you live this weird dichotomy that you got to kind of sit there and go, I'm kind of damned if I do.
What
I'm
if it's
damned if I
20
don't."
people?
I like that
right?
dichotomy. I
And
like
you,
that.
Yeah, I was just about to say
You got
something
something-
about that.
yeah,
I
The
can
word
spell
of the
that,
day
by the
where
way.
he
That shit
just
hit
broke
me.
out on us.
Yeah,
Dichotomy.
that was good. That was good.
yeah.
But the other thing I was going to say was even worse than the 12 million, the same city passed Breonna's law. If you don't feel like nothing was done wrong
Yo,
or
that's
nothing,
like a smack in the
they
face.
literally passed Breonna's law outlawing no knock warrants from this point on
Wow.
to
But
prevent
yeah, you're
that
not
from happening
charging
again.
anybody with
Wow, because
anything.
was that before they made this
Yeah.
this ruling? They knew what they was about to do,
Yeah.
so they tried to pacify it.
Yeah.
They gave it 12 million, then they came with the law, and then they came with what they came with
Yo,
because they wanted them to
2020
get
is
off.
stupid.
Yeah,
I'm not even
Can
gonna lie.
Done
I
with
say to our
2020.
people,
2020 is
Well,
I'm
this-
very tired of our people saying that because I've been seeing this, that because they accepted the money, that's the
No.
reason why people were not charged. Like,
No.
can we
That's
please
not-
stop
No,
this
yeah.
narrative?
Cut
It's
that out.
dumb, it's stupid, it makes no
again,
damn
like
sense.
the Australian white lady
Because
who
you can't
was
pay nobody for your baby.
accidentally killed by the black police officer. Like I said, they gave her family 20 million and swiftly threw his black ass in
Hello,
jail.
Quick,
and
quick,
and
quick.
within the, right,
And it was an
her
accident.
family was given justice and the money.
Right.
Okay,
Quickly.
yeah.
She was
right,
just
and this was an
arrested.
accident.
She was
Right.
just
Right.
arrested. Like,
Yeah.
like, can you imagine if he'd have walked in and went, pow?
Oh, forget
She didn't
about
have
it.
a mask on.
I'm sick of this shit.
Yo,
Dead
for
ass.
real.
Talk to us.
I'm just. It's just like a constant conversation. We're always having these conversations, and it feels like nothing is being done. It's just, it doesn't matter what we do, how many times we rally. It don't matter what church we go to.
Right.
What great speaker is out there talking. It's always the same thing. And then we deal with these people in comments when they see something stupid happen in the neighborhood or whatever. They be like, "Oh, I thought Black Lives Matter." It's like,
All
bro,
the
we're-
time.
yeah, I
we're-
heard
you know what I'm
that shit.
saying? We're
It's a
constantly
cycle.
being, what's that word? We're constantly being I don't even know what the
Like,
word is, man.
Poked at.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
a constant poking, like yeah, and it's like they're making fun of it. Like they understand, they see what's going on, they see no justice is coming about the situations, but it's a constant poke. Like
Yeah.
I'm
It's
just,
a chosen ignorance.
it really is.
And I mean, the last
I love
person that
that.
tried to do
Really?
something
Yeah.
really big was Malcolm X, who was like, yo, I'm going to go to the UN. 8 months later, he got shot.
Yeah, they know what they be doing.
It's exhausting, and the thing that I'm worried about is America doesn't get black people.
They don't.
And what I mean by that is exactly what you were just talking about. That constant it's been
Yeah.
going on for hundreds of years.
Mhm.
And it's only being put in our face because we're seeing it in media and on our
Yeah.
phones and on our TV.
And the
It's
world
about
gets to watch it now.
black crime.
Right.
Yeah,
It's-
the world get to watch it
yeah,
now.
but it's constant, like you said, constant poking and poking. And when I say America doesn't get black people, I mean what they view our natural innate ability to withstand so much, because we are able to hold on to and withstand and tolerate, I would say, way more than
still
most other
smile.
races, and still continue forward. So I think a lot of people in this nation have taken that as weakness.
Yeah.
They look at it and go, look, see, we can keep killing them.
They're
Ain't
not
nothing going to
gonna do
happen.
nothing. Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
own the system that they're in. Ain't nothing going to happen. And what they're not getting is black people are not weak. You're poking a giant that once you wake it up,
It's a wrap.
it's going to be very hard to put it back in the box.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And then you're going to see what it really is. And because, you've got those of us that are, educators, entertainers, business people and stuff like that. But man, you got some soldiers that once they're activated, it's gonna be a different ball game. Yeah, and all that tough talk gonna go out the door.
Exactly.
And see, I'll be honest, I kind of apply some of the stuff that's going in 2020. Oh yeah. I kind of apply some of the things going in 2020 because I come from like a fighting background, and from a fighting background, I know if you take a student and you beat them and you beat them and you mess with him psychologically and you beat him and you beat him and you keep doing that for too long, eventually he's gonna get smart enough and figure out how to beat you and your system and how you've been doing stuff. And I'm glad. Keep doing it too, because on the grounds that now black people are starting to come together and do the. No. Like, I can't wait till the time we start seeing gangs come up and go, okay, you know what? No nobody kills anybody of color again. Why? We don't need that now. We don't need that now. It's not productive. It's counterproductive. Stop it. Why? Because what we need to start to be focused on is let's build a militia on our own that they know we have, that they know that this is a problem. You step on the wrong grounds, we're going to come talk to you. If you do not deal with it legally, we're going to have new problems.
Hell yeah.
I think what is
What's going on over there?
He was just so serious.
I love that response, though.
Yo, it was even the face. Yo, listen, I totally forgot everything else about his face.
But look, I do want to say something serious though. In SDOT,
yes,
I know you can, out of all of us, especially relate to this more. And even, we got Wavyy Jonez' lovely mother over here on the side attending with us. Wow. And I know she, you and SDOT, out of everybody in this room, will understand my next statement. Another thing that, with all of this happening, that this nation doesn't understand, the most dangerous ones, the most ones you have to worry about is the black woman.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why I say that is, right, look, we've been raised with black mothers. You have no idea what a black mama will go through for her babies. Yeah. And what she will deal with, and the war she will bring upon your head for her babies. And the thing you don't understand about the black community, you like to, the media likes to be, there's black on black crime and show thugs and all this stuff. But that is not the whole of the black community. That's not even the majority of the black community. At all. The black community is very much a community, whether you believe it or not. For real. It's very tribal. You know what I mean? And so what you have going on, that's been going on for decade after decade after decade, beyond all of us watching this stuff happen, you have these black mothers out there by the millions watching their babies be handled like this. You know what I mean? And right now, and what do you see happening? Black women are leading in entrepreneurship. Black women are leading in degrees and getting educations. These sisters are getting in position. That's what you're not understanding. You keep messing with the wrong ones. You got soldiers getting in position now. That's fact. They're not getting out there and going, let's fight, put them up. Nah.
Cool.
Nah, they're going in. They're
doing what our beautiful black women have always done. Okay.
Yeah, that's
every black person knows this. If you talking to your mama and you say something slick and she look at you and go, okay, right, because you know, all of a sudden, nah, hold up, because you're not arguing no more. Something went wrong, and that's exactly what they're doing.
They say, what was it? It was either Alabama or Arkansas. I'm drawing a blank right now, but when they had the pedophile, what's his name, Roy Moore, was running for office, and they said he couldn't be beat. Trump was out there like, that's our guy, and this and that, and they thought, he's got Trump support, he's gonna be in there. And then what happened? He didn't make it. Why didn't he make it? He didn't make it into office specifically because black women rallied up and said, oh no,
no sir,
this is not going
this
to
can't
happen.
Fly.
No sir.
And they literally said, you could see it in the statistics, it was black women who stood up in such numbers and hit them polls up and said, no, sir, not on our watch. This ain't happening.
Facts.
And none of what they thought was going to happen happened. And to this day, they have a different senator than what they thought they were going to have.
We got now the infrastructure to do it.
Right. Can I say this as a black woman? Because protect black women. I cannot say this enough because we speak so much about how we are always the backbone, how we always stand up. And right now, I don't know if it's because of different generations. I don't know if We're being raised differently. I don't know if people have less respect. We need our own to protect Black women.
But here's,
okay, because
I want to stop you right there real quick. People say that a lot. Mm-hmm. Can you please tell our watchers and our listeners why? Mm-hmm. They need to know the why, I think. Why is that so important?
I feel like Black women are the most disrespected, period. We are the most disrespected. It has, okay, let's even go back to slave days, right? Mm-hmm. When the slave master would go ahead and break in the Black man, and it's the woman, and they're doing that in front of the woman, right? To teach her something. It's always because women are the backbone of the man, right? Mm-hmm. And, you know, a man can say whatever they want to say, but let me tell you something. Behind every strong man out there, when he's feeling weak, he goes home to his woman. And it's the woman that's saying, listen, King, you keep your head up. Yeah. You go ahead and you stay. Let's look at Martin Luther King. Coretta Scott King was the woman that was like, listen, baby, you keep your head up. You're doing what you're supposed to be doing right now. Malcolm X's wife. Like, we can go back and back and back and back. So if you ever want to, once you take down the head, who's going to stand up? The queen going to stand. Yeah. That's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? And so now it's like, before it was just like, oh, you got to worry about the Black man. Now you got to worry about the Black woman and the kids because it's all fair game for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
But what I'm seeing all the time, and I have experienced personally, is that when it's a Black woman out there, even with our own, you just saw this with, what was it, a transgendered woman. Yeah. Black transgendered woman, okay, out there, I don't care, LGBTQ, transgender, whatever. This is a person who identifies as a woman, looks like a woman, feminine, and getting jumped by men. And people are sitting out there laughing. And she's clearly screaming, asking for help. It's on video.
And that should happen to nobody.
Man, and then I don't know if you guys saw the one. It was a couple years back. It was a big thing. And they actually ended up finding it was kids. And they all jumped on.
That girl?
Yes.
Yeah. That when I saw that literally broke my heart.
Listen,
when I saw that,
to this day, it is horrible. Yeah, all these Black young kids, girls, dudes hitting on this one female.
Yeah, a little tick too.
Yo, like, and wasn't there like a boy that was out there like, yeah, get her, like yelling and stuff, inciting the crowd.
Was
like in New York.
Brooklyn?
Wasn't it in the Bronx?
It was the Bronx. Might have been the Bronx.
I was livid. Yeah. Like, that was like the beginning of like, I mean, it's been happening, but that was the beginning of really seeing it on a mass scale.
Yeah.
Protect Black women.
I think another part of
go ahead.
I think another part of it too, Black men need to understand is, because I think from another aspect, I think not the sole reason, but one of the reasons why Black women have been left so unprotected in so many different cases is because Black women are so strong. Yes. Probably, in my opinion, if you don't like my opinion or don't agree, I understand. But I think they are the strongest when it comes to strength. Yeah. And I think they've been conditioned to be this way. They are the strongest. Yeah, they are the strongest woman on earth. And I think men especially have looked at that and said, she's so strong, she don't need me. You know what I mean? Yeah. But what Black men, what you have to understand is you can't look at her and go, oh no, she good, she can handle her own. You have to look at her and go, okay, that's the other side of my strength. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're not like a lot of the other races where the woman is behind, step back. She stays out the way. Yeah. Black women, it just isn't that way with Black women. Yeah. And it's not an anti thing. It's an advantage. If you understand the strength of a Black woman is your advantage, then maybe it will make sense in your mind when you see one being accosted or being put through something that you have her back. Because the more we have their back, the more they have our back. And if it's two of us with that same strength, it's unstoppable.
Oh man, forget about
like,
it.
Man, like I think people forget about the legacy of family. The way the family originally started was the man. My job is I'm gonna go out and make sure that where we live is protected. I'm just gonna make sure we're protected. She's gonna make sure that the kid knows how to learn. Why? Because eventually the daughter's gonna grow up and have to learn how do I protect the home. The son's gonna have to learn, well, what is dad doing out there this whole time? Because while he's gone, somebody has to teach the baby. Mm-hmm. And the Black woman is the one who teaches the baby, protects the baby, feeds the baby, makes sure she feeds the man, make sure she protects the man while the man is asleep. And yes, that was actually what she did. That's why women can actually see further to the sides than the actual human males. Human males can see further straight because we had to hunt. We had to look for farther distances. They sat in the cave door and did this. Why? Because they need to see if somebody's coming this way, somebody coming this way. Also, they can understand words that do not need to be verbalized. Why? Because they have to be understand what a baby is thinking when a baby can't verbalize what's wrong. And men say about 14 to 16,000 words a day. Women say about 20,000. Now, why is this? I want to say
he was about to start.
I want to say why this is relevant. Why is this relevant? Because she has to communicate when the man can't communicate. Women are cognitively stronger, even young. Mm-hmm. Why? Because they have to understand we don't communicate that well.
Right.
I can look at you and go, you know that means good job, bro. I don't even have to say nothing. Just.
Did you just say women talk too damn much?
No, I actually say women talk just the amount they need to.
Deep.
Because we don't speak and babies don't know how to speak.
Bars.
And so they have to be able to speak and communicate and protect us. And the fact that we don't protect them, we're dropping the ball. We're dropping the ball in our job.
That's deep.
Speak.
Yo, I can't wait to rewind that back, man, so I can really understand.
Because you know what? Let me tell you what's dope about Rob. Because Rob will give you like a little something, but when he goes in on something he's passionate about,
and his face, I knew it was serious because like his face is real. You know what I'm saying? Yep. I'm gonna rewind it.
Right. Listen.
But it's highly important to protect the source of our soldiers. The black woman is the source. And I can't even tell you where it was from. I think it was in South America or it was Africa, one of the two. I can't remember, but there's this picture I have, and I always go back and look at it every now and again, and I post it every now and again. Yeah, it's the officers with their guns pointed at this woman's son while he's down on the ground on his knees, and they're pointing a gun, and she literally has a machete at the throat of the lead officer.
Yo, her face is so powerful.
And it's her face.
Woo.
If you want to know, it's a real situation.
Everything.
Somebody took a picture while it was a standoff happening.
Wow.
And she's literally surrounded by like 12 officers, all with guns pointing. And the only protection she has is she has the machete at the one officer. This is a picture from a real scenario, not a movie, nothing. That officer literally has his gun at her son's head while her son is on his knees. She has the machete at his throat, and the other officers are all standing aiming. But the look on her face, it was like, I will drop your ass.
If this is going to happen, it's going to happen. You got to go, though.
Like, guess what? Like, if mine goes, guess what? You going to go, too.
You going, too. Go. We all going to go.
She didn't have to say a word. The look on her face was letting him know.
That's so beautiful,
you pull that trigger. I'm letting you know, I am not scared to kill you right where you stand. You will die today if something happens to that boy.
Yeah.
And now, again, you have to understand the scenario. She is alone with just her child on his knees. No gun, no nothing, just a machete. And she's surrounded by other officers all holding assault rifles pointing at her. So you know she ain't got no chance to get out of that scenario. She kills that officer. But she didn't give two shits. He was going to drop on that floor right then if any trigger went off.
Yeah,
that's heavy.
It's super.
Listen,
I saw that thing, and it's like,
the only thing they
never
can't
forget
take from you in this life is how you walk when you live and how you stand when you die.
I want to say two quick things. Ooh, can you say that one more time?
Word.
The only thing they can't take from you in this life is how you walk while you're alive and how you stand when you die.
God, that is everything. Oh my God. I need you to write that on my thing.
Yo, for real.
Listen, so just two quick things I just want to say before we speak about something else. But one is I just want to shout out the fact that there are a lot of other races that have been standing with us, and I feel like it's so powerful to point it out right now, because there are, I have a lot of friends from all races, and I have a lot of white friends, right?
Yeah.
And I know some of my white friends that have been standing up for black people, putting Black Lives Matter, and they're being ostracized by their families right now because they're doing that. Okay, and they don't care how. And I'm talking about they're going home to hostile environments because they're taking a stand against something that their family for centuries has been doing opposite, and they're choosing to stand up. So I really want to salute you. I want to thank you. I love you. One thing about Black people, we are always going to bring you in our folds. We are the most loving people ever.
So giving,
you stand for us, we're going to go to war for you.
Right.
We really are. So I just want to shout y'all out and let you know that we so appreciate you, and it means so much because it's powerful.
Yeah.
When we can have 4 voices, but when you have 4 million, you're going to make an impact.
Say that.
Shout out to
Okay.
the allies.
Say that.
Second quick thing I do want to say is, y'all, there's a lot of things that's out there on the internet, and for me, I know that I have to protect my spirit sometimes and protect my energy. So there's certain things I'm just like when I said I went to watch it, I had to stop because I know how I'm an empath. I feel things very deeply. So I do want to say this, just be aware that all the stuff that's out there is easily accessible. Excuse me, I was about to say acceptable. That too, but accessible, right? So you're seeing mass right now, Black people being murdered, killed. I mean, like, it's not even like it's a movie. Before, if you would see something gory, it's like on a movie, it's fake. Yeah. This is real stuff. And I feel like we're so used to seeing it now.
It's like living in a period piece.
It's almost like the way that when we watch a movie, we're like, oh, it can't really be real. Okay, it's like that. I had to catch myself. We're seeing certain things. I'm like, oh, wow, that's crazy. Okay, let me write my post. And it's like, no. It's almost like this is how we're being thought.
Yeah.
You know what? We're being trained to think that it's okay to watch anyone, but I'm speaking Black because I'm Black, okay? So I'm not saying that somebody else's life doesn't matter, because your life does matter. Mm-hmm. I'm just speaking about the Black ones right now.
Right?
Yeah.
But when you see somebody being murdered on social media all the time, this is not normal. It's not normal. So can we just, I don't know what to do to like rectify it. I don't know if we need to like watch our kids and make sure they're not seeing certain things. But y'all, please just pull your children, because that's the next generation. Pull them to the side and let them know that it's not okay. This is not the norm, because I don't want people seeing that happening, like the guy that drowned, dude that drowned, and everybody sitting there laughing at dude. And he lost his life, the Black dude.
And his family was saying his brothers.
Everybody sitting there. They hyped him up to get in there. He drowned on camera, and instead of them going to save them, you know what they did?
Yeah, I was about to say, who had the camera?
Watching it.
God.
Yo, I kid you not. Yo, the footage is crazy. I watched it. I'm like, my mind was blown. I'm like, are you kidding me? So that's it. My rant over.
Wow.
Yeah,
well,
Candace Owen. What's her name?
Thanks.
Candace Owen. Yo, she's
I just
really
wanna,
grinding my gears.
Candace,
yo.
I want to hotbox
she need
with
to get
you,
with
man.
the AG
For real, like,
and Louisville.
you're the last one I want to
like,
put hands on before 2020 is over, yo.
For real.
Just put me in a room.
She's
Bruh,
one of those
I'll be
people
honest.
downplaying
Like, I
what
just
was
cannot.
going on.
Yeah.
She was downplaying that whole Breonna Taylor shit. It's like she goes hard to prove, Trump, I'm with you. Like, it's that super, like.
And if you want to be with Trump, do what you do.
You know what I'm saying?
But don't go hard to like disregard the plight of Black people to do it.
Disregard, yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Like prime example.
He's the president.
Shining today.
He's the president for only 4 to 8 years. Why are y'all doing this much? It's 4 to 8 years. It's 4 to 8 years.
Because it's what him being in charge represents for them. The kind of rhetoric and things he's talking about, which brings me to my final point.
Yeah.
And if anybody wants to say anything after this, let you have your way as well. Something that's very important, aside from the things you mentioned, which is true, do not get desensitized to this. And this happening, we have other countries looking at us like, damn, America's crazy as hell. Why are they killing so many Black people? Or people in general. You know what I mean? Yeah. This is
Why
not.
are they fucking up so much?
We think it's normal. You need to travel. When you go to another country, you realize a lot of shit that flies in America is not normal.
It is
not. And people view our country as dangerous.
Wow.
They literally, when they see Americans coming,
that's the truth,
and you get in their way or something like that, and they hear your accent, people run from you because they think that we're in this war-torn country, America, that's also full of all this money and everything else. So it's just a big, crazy smorgasbord country. It is not normal. Do not get desensitized to it. Do not get weary. Fight in the ways that you fight. There are ways to fight. If you can't get out there and physically fight, you get out there legislatively. You get out there economically. You find a way to fight. You don't have to make your whole life, I'm soul brother number one and I'm with the war all the time. You don't have to be that guy. We got those guys. Yeah. But you can also, there's other people you can be and other, cogs of the wheel that you can, be the one to maintain and handle. Another very huge point. We have an election coming up and I need people to get this through your heads. The president of the United States does not make laws. He can present ideas. He can influence his party to push certain laws, and they can draw it up. But the president does not make laws. We always focus and get polarized by the president. One thing I hated hearing was, what did Barack Obama really do for black people? No, what did black people do for helping him do anything? You know what I mean?
Like get in the House
and so,
maybe get in the Senate. Then maybe we could do some stuff.
Right. 46% of black people did not vote in the Trump campaign, Trump and Hillary Clinton election. Okay. That was a dramatic drop from when Obama was running. Okay. If all the black people who voted when Obama was voted for would have voted in the 2016 campaign, Hillary would have won by a landslide.
Either that or we
okay?
war with Russia.
One of the two. But I say all of that to say they are not the most important factors. As a matter of fact, I would dare say voting for your congressmen and women and your senators is 10 times more important than voting for the president. The president is a placeholder. He is a representation of what the body of government is. He is not the end all be all. He or she that comes into that place, hopefully it's she one day, but the congressmen and women, your local politicians, these are the people who's that dude Daniel and the AG of Louisville, he was voted in. Okay? He was voted in because of non-participation. There was no one to counteract the votes that came in for him.
Oh, that was that dude.
Yes, he was put in position. You have to take a stand. You have to get involved. Vote. Put more emphasis on voting for your local politicians and your state representatives and your governors. These are the people who make laws. These are the people that, if it's more like-minded people that you vote into office, more progressive people, more people who are about every race and not just one or two specific races or anti any other race, this is how you get those people, the races, out of power. This is how you install people who will look out for your community, who will look out for equal justice for our race and every other race and whatnot. So you have to vote. You have to vote locally. You have to vote for your Congress people. You have to vote for your senators. I'd rather you vote for them and not even waste a vote on a president than to not vote at all on these people. You ask most black people, who's your congressperson running for Congress? They don't know. Who's your senator running? No clue. Who's running for president? Everybody knows who's running for president.
I've been one of those people. I really have, and just not knowing and not being aware. So I'm glad that you're bringing that up because you are absolutely correct. Last year, that was me. I had no clue. Yeah. People would ask me like, well, who's this? I'm like, I have no idea. I know who the president is though. You know what I'm saying? And it's so important that you educate yourself. So I agree with that. I'm so glad you brought that up.
We got everything to do it now. There's YouTube, there's Google.
Everything. It's out there.
Like literally, if you've never even seen a book in 2020, you could still be one of the smartest people that ever lived. Like, easy.
Right. Research.
You got so much stuff that you can look at.
Don't just believe everything you hear. Don't believe everything you see on Facebook and all of that. Go do your research and know what's factual.
Get more info. I love something that my dad said, and this is the last thing I say. He said, I asked him one day, I was like, what you reading? He's like, I'm reading a book against one of the books I read. And I was like, well, why would you do that? He was like, well, it's very simple. If you hear innocent bystander said there was a shooting over something, you can believe it, maybe. He's like, but if you hear 20 people saying there was this guy that ran up in this color shirt and shot, and all 20 people's story is exactly the same, then yeah, maybe you can believe it. And he was saying what's going on now. There's so much disinformation because everybody's getting what sounds right to them and running with it. And instead of going, okay, how about we look at some other things and maybe look at why would all these black people be saying we're getting shot? And then a group of white people saying, maybe not. No. If we've been saying this for 400 years, maybe it's time to listen a little bit.
Yeah, America, we're at a crossroads. You need to decide what kind of country we're going to be. Either we're going to just go to war and tear this piece up, or we're going to all band together. We're all going to band together and be true Americans, no matter your race.
Let's band together and go to war. I mean, listen, I don't want a war, but I feel like war is constantly being brought to us.
There's different
and
types
why are we
of
the
war?
ones that's always like,
there's different types of war.
Let's march.
We had a World War I, World War II. We had Vietnam, and then we had something called the Cold War. And I say, black people, let's go into our own personal Cold War.
Hey.
We did it against Russia. Oh no, we're gonna make it to space first, and we went to a straight Cold War to make sure that junk happened. Black people, we got history. Let's read it. How did they do it? Cool. Well, they got more technology. They got smarter things. Yo, we have the same brain. What are we doing?
Right.
We have more money now. We have technology. We can
All
do
we gotta
this.
Do is organize together. Pull our bread, keep it, get our banks. Pretty much what we're trying to do now, and do it.
Like I've been saying,
We don't
black
have the
union.
infrastructure to really go to war.
We need to unionize.
Cold War. The Black Cold War. I was the first one to say it here. The Black Cold War. Let's start.
I like it.
The BCW.
I like that.
The BCW. Yeah, damn right.
Oh, my bad.
I couldn't reach. I stuck my arm out and I realized, all right, the mic's in the way. We're just going to let this one go, though.
Somebody should record that. We need that for the blooper.
All right, well,
BCW.
let's get out of here. We're making Kev's head fall out.
Right.
We're going over time and stuff. You know what I mean?
Good stuff.
Shout out to Kev, man.
Cold
and,
worked so
EP.
hard, man.
You know what I mean? So, as per usual, man, we're gonna jump up out of here. We love you, good folks.
Yes.
Thank you for rocking with us. You could have been anywhere in the world, and you're still there, but you're listening to us.
Hey,
So
that was good. I like how you bought that bike.
Yeah.
You like that bike?
Yeah.
I like
You know
that
what I'm saying?
bike.
And if y'all notice, it was a serious topic because I ain't hit SDOT with one joke
At all.
Not one.
at all. So
You
make sure you tune in next week because I'm gonna fill her up. I'm gonna roast her up something nice. You know what I mean? Call her rotisserie Lee. You know what I mean?
Rotisserie Lee.
Pause.
For roast.
She said, pause.
I mean, when we done, SDOT gonna have the apple in her mouth and everything glazed up and all. Roasted. No, I'm just
I
kidding.
have no idea what he's talking about right now.
But you about to say something?
No. I was just
okay.
laughing. I thought it was funny.
Oh, I got you. But so as per usual, we're gonna let the lovely lady SDOT take us out with another good word for the day.
Can I pass this baton
Sure.
for the first time? Y'all know I love doing this. I will say, y'all, just thank you for your support
It's funny.
of us, of the show. But what you said was so powerful. And if you can say it again for everybody to hear, because it was like a staple moment. Do you remember?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to pass my soul love moment to Mr. Rob Covington. So if you can leave everybody with that, please.
The only thing they cannot take from you in this life is how you stand while you're alive. No, how you walk when you're alive and how you stand when you
Say
die.
it one more time, but with some power, brother.
The only thing they cannot take from you in this life
Yes.
is how you walk while you're alive and how you stand when you die.
Whew. There we go.
Mm-mm.
Soul love.
Peace and love.
We additive.
Later.
What they got is cutting up. What they got is cutting up.